Enterprise Center, Arch Madness, the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament. It is time for the final game of the day. Quarterfinal Friday wraps up with the Bradley Braves and the UIC Flames. Let's see where we've gone since we started yesterday. This victory for Indiana State, expected, but also has to be a relief for them to get to Saturday and do it in convincing fashion, beating Missouri State. Northern Iowa advanced in a great game, a win over Belmont. They'll play Indiana State tomorrow. And Drake, with an easy win over Evansville, awaits the winner of this one. It's Bradley and UIC. Let's take a look at the matchup. This Bradley team, powerful. Brian Wardle, he wins this time of year, and they win. Look at the numbers and judge for yourself. But this UIC team, a thorn in the side. They beat Southern Illinois in double overtime. They're playing with a lot of confidence, and we'll see what the boys from Chicago do against the team from Peoria. It's Bradley. It's UIC. It's John Rooney and Rich Savosik and Kelly Burke coming up next from Enterprise Center.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
The State Farm Missouri Valley Conference men's basketball tournament is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. By farmer-owned Prairie Farms, drink local with Prairie Farms. And by Grinnell Mutual Insurance, trust in tomorrow.
St. Louis, Missouri, Arch Madness, and welcome inside Enterprise Center for our final quarterfinal game. And that will pit the UIC Flames, the number 11 seed, against the number 3 seed, Bradley Braves. And a very pleasant good Friday to you. I'm John Rooney along with Rich Savosik. And here we have a Bradley team that has been playing steadily along this year. And Brian Wardle has been successful in this tournament. And on the other side, the Flames. How much energy will they have after a double overtime win over SIU last night?
You've got all of April to get refreshed. They're playing on adrenaline right now. The 11 seed, can the Cinderella story continue? But Bradley and Brian Wardle, they've won this tournament twice. He knows what it takes to win Arch Madness.
Okay, a couple of players to watch. Let's begin with Isaiah Rivera. He had 28 points. In fact, he had a couple of games where he played very well against SIU and helped put them away last night for the Flames.
A terrific scorer. He gets it done a variety of different ways. Last night he made some big free throws. He got to the paint, scored at will, 28 points, 9 rebounds. It was huge. 9 games this year of 20 or more points. And then Connor Hickman loves to play against UIC. His average 16 points against them, 22 and 10 the second outing. One would wonder if Bradley may have been in the title hunt had Hickman not missed 4 games during the conference season.
And now let's check out our keys to the game, a production of Live by Lowe's St. Louis. And what do you have for us, Rich?
UIC, you're playing with house money. You're going to play loose. You're going to play hard. The question is, can you make shots? And gap integrity. You cannot let this Bradley team drive to the basket. Must show defense and not allow dribble penetration. For Bradley, it's a question of wearing them out. You're coming off a double overtime game. You got to push the pace against them. And then no paint points. UIC last night, 50 points in the paint of their 84. Most of them were drives. They have got to keep them out of the paint to be successful.
Want to experience laid-back luxury in the heart of downtown St. Louis, adjacent to Ballpark Village? Then visit Lowe'sHotels.com/St. Louis. That's LOEWS Hotels.com/STLOUIS and book your hotel room right now. Kelly Burke is working with us at Arch Madness along the sideline. Kelly?
Bradley head coach Brian Wardle could become the 3rd member of his family to win a championship in the past week. His daughters Maya and Emmy brought home a high school state basketball title on Saturday to Peoria at Notre Dame. Wardle called it one of the top moments of his life, albeit stressful. This entire Bradley team has drawn inspiration from that state title run for the Lady Irish. And tonight, Emmy and Maya are behind the bench in attendance, and like Wardle, they will be loud and vocal, he said.
All right, and let's check out our starting lineups for the Braves, who come in with a 21-10 record. And the lineups are brought to you by farmer-owned Prairie Farms. Drink local with Prairie Farms. And Connor Hickman, of course, we highlighted him a moment ago, and the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years in a row. Malavi Leons is in the lineup again for the Braves, but Rivera has C.J. Jones, and C.J. Jones can be very electric.
He certainly can, and the key, I think, is going to be Atlason for Bradley. He's got to make shots so they can stretch this defense. Brian Wardle told us before the game, the shooters like Davis and Atlason are going to be vital to a tournament run.
The UIC Flames are in blue tonight. Fire engine red and navy blue, the colors for the Flames. The Bradley Braves in the white uniforms, their school colors red and white. And the toss, the tip, and it belongs to all-conference first team Duke Dean. Bradley on the attack first. We hope you enjoyed from Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. Muscling his way in, Hannah. Hannah going for the offensive rebounds, out of bounds, and that went off Ethan Pickett. Closed captioning for tonight's game is made possible by College Hunks Hauling Junk and Moving St. Louis, providing St. Louis stress-free moving and junk removal services. Malavi Leon's number 14. Connor Hickman is number 10. Duke Dean out high. That jump two-hand pass to the corner, and it's too strong, the shot by Malavi Leons. A block the other way as C.J. Jones got inside, and the Braves said no, no, no. And Darius Hannah and Malavi Leons, that's tough to get inside and make a close-in shot when they get back.
Well, Hannah, one of the best shot blockers in the conference, has been doing that for the last 4 years for the Braves.
Philip Scoball, watched by Hannah. And the shot by O'Connor goes in. O'Connor, 37 minutes against SAU, had 2 points and 9 rebounds last night.
O'Connor really struggled shooting the basketball against the Salukis. Good sign for UIC fans.
So O'Connor hits his first shot of the night. And it's Dean with the freshman Atlason, number 1. 6 on the shot clock, and that's out of bounds. Bradley will play it in with 6 on the shot clock. And Luke Yaklich, in his 4 seasons at UIC, A 47-69 record and a big win over SIU here last night, double overtime. Here's Dean trying to get to the baseline, but there's Ethan Pickett. Jones hustling to the front court. And off the ball fake, Rivera, and that's a 2.
In the mid-range game, you didn't see that yesterday. He was able to get all the way to the rim, but Atlason's got to keep his feet, can't go for the ball fake.
Dean is being chased inside Hanna, and he is blocked. Rivera got a hand on it. Back around to Atlason for a 3 attempt. Off the back iron, and that is tipped to number 4, Ethan Pickett. Long shot is short from the far side. Just wouldn't go down for O'Connor. 4-0 in favor of UIC. Hanna low for the dunk by Leons.
Well, the development of Darius Hanna has been phenomenal over the last 4 years. Came in as a defensive player, and much like Indiana State, Drake playing through their center. Darius Hanna, terrific pass.
O'Connor double team. Back on for C.J. Jones. He misses short on the 3, and there's Leons. I remember the talk about Hanna, Rich. You know, if he gets it figured out. Well, I think he did.
Oh, he certainly has.
The lob low over Hanna out of bounds, and it goes back to UIC.
When you have a 5-man who can pass the ball, it makes your team so much better. And a good read. Leons was overplayed. Automatic back door, and Hanna with a nice left-handed bounce pass.
Now it's UIC's ball in 17:09 and counting in the first half. C.J. Jones, a sophomore from East St. Louis, Illinois. And out of bounds to Bradley. And Brian Wardle played his college ball for Tom Crean at Marquette. In his 9th season, 156 wins. And he has 250 wins as a college head coach. Very successful at Green Bay before taking over the Bradley program and really building that back up. Leons trips. And there's the steal by Pickett. Excuse me, it was O'Connor, and O'Connor comes racing through, and he's blocked by Leons. In the corner, Hickman. That's big. That's a 3 with Hickman getting his first field goal in that fashion. He averages 14-1 a game.
Get off to a good start for Connor Hickman. We talked about it before the game. Third team Connor Hickman. See if he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Much as Darryl Brown did a few years ago when he didn't get picked as the MVP and led his team to the tournament championship.
Here's Jones picking up the dribble. O'Connor. Then to the corner. Pickett. O'Connor into the lane and off the glass. And that ball is slapped nicely by Davis. And Bradley comes racing to the front court, wanting to speed up the game some. Inside with the left hand, Linke can't score it. And a foul will send the ball the other way on a foul by Christian Davis. And we're talking about Hickman, and he needs to be a little better shooter from the outside than he was against Drake, and he was really good on that first 3-point attempt.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
Connor Hickman 3, Malavi Leons 2, Bradley a 5-4 lead over UIC in the early going. And let's check out our 2024 Arch Madness bracket presented by State Farm Insurance. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote. It's Indiana State against UNI in the first game tomorrow at 2:30. And then Drake will take on the winner of this game at 5 o'clock in the semifinals, both games on CBS Sports Network. As today, Indiana State beat Missouri State, UNI over Belmont. Drake took care of Evansville, and Bradley leads by 1 against UIC in the first half.
John, that first game is going to be interesting. Indiana State loves to run, and UNI 7 games ago now, they made the decision they're going to play fast. So that is going to be a track meet. We're going to see if UNI can stay with the Sycamores.
That's coming up tomorrow, and that will be on CBS Sportsnet. Skobal with the handoff to Rivera. Skobal, he cans a 3. A 43% shooter behind the line.
No, Connor Link didn't want to get beat off the dribble, but he gave Skobal way too much space.
Linky with the ball out high, and there's Connor Hickman. Hickman shooting for 3. Count it!
Yeah, he's feeling it. He's feeling it, John.
Oh, he wants a pick-me-up from the 8 points at Drake on Sunday. 3 for 10 shooting. Way out front, it's Pickett. Rivera open, and he converts. Rivera has 5.
Well, the basketball gods reward ball movement. Swing the ball, the defense has to chase.
Malavi Leons out high.
How about Linky getting some minutes here? Only played in 8 games this season.
And the pass low for Linky. Couldn't catch it. That was broken up by Rivera. And back the other way, Toby Okani. Okani chased by Dean. And the two-hand pass intercepted. Christian Davis brings the ball the other way with Dean clearing the timeline. Two-hand pass. Shot for 3, and that's in there. Christian Davis.
That'll bring Coach Wardle to his feet. Christian Davis gets hot. This is going to be a very dangerous Bradley ball club.
Driving in all the way and scoring, C.J. Jones. C.J. Jones. His first field goal, he earned it. UIC by a point. Dean and Leons out high. Leons working in on Skobal. Fade away. Perfect. Nice touch and 4 for Leons. C.J. Jones, who scored a moment ago on the 13th of January against Bradley, scored in 25 points against the Braves. He lost the ball there, and it's off Hickman. 15 on the shot clock, and UIC will play it in.
Bradley got some quality minutes out of Linky. Gave Hannah a little bit of a breather.
Marquise Kennedy coming in, and over to the bench for UIC, Ethan Pickett.
Good to see Kennedy out there. He was a little banged up in yesterday's affair.
And Jaden Brownell, who hit some threes last night against SIU, comes in for Okani. Brownell blocked. Oh my goodness, Hanna with the block. And he is fouled by Brownell. Boy, Brownell was all set for a three-point shot and right back in his face.
Now that's a 6'8" guy taking a three. Hanna takes off running from the foul line and gets all the way out for the block. And Brownell forced the foul at the other end.
And here's Darius Hanna, a 65% shooter. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A 6'9" junior. Perfect.
You know, Darius Hanna is significant in this program because it shows the development that this Bradley staff does with guys. He's gone from just a defensive player to an offensive guy who can be counted on to score in the post and on the perimeter.
14-12 in favor of Bradley. Rivera. And we have an offensive foul. C.J. Jones first.
Jones got caught for the hook by the chicken wing on Damarian Birch. Birch did a good job moving his feet, forcing the foul.
Well, if Bradley can get Christian Davis going, and Damarian Birch has really developed well as a freshman, adding to their depth. A dunk by Hanna there. And that's teammates knowing one another, Rich.
Well, he slips that screen. Nobody picked him up. And that's going to cause Coach Yaklich to call a timeout.
A timeout with 12:22 to go here in the first half. And Kelly is over on the sideline with Brian.
Live sports.
It's really clogging up and shutting down the driving lanes of UIC.
Well, UIC's athletic and they're really good at getting to the paint, so we got to do a great job of protecting each other and jumping to the ball and being in gaps.
And then offensively, the spacing that you're having, how is it creating a lot of havoc on the help defense of the Flames?
Well, obviously, if we can create some turnovers, we can get out in transition. We started a little slow. The nerves kind of got out of us, and I think we're relaxing now and settling in, which is good.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Making 4 of the last 4 field goal attempts, and it's Bradley up by 4 as we take a timeout.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
It's Bradley by 4 with 12:22 to go in the first half at Arch Madness here in St. Louis. The 23-24 all Missouri Valley Conference selections are made possible by Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. And we have the most improved team. Xavier Johnson, 4th in the country in scoring. Gillespie coming back from a broken wrist, and Hanna continuing his development. And Connor Hickman, sensational from the outside. And Jason Kent became a heart and soul guy for Indiana State.
I tell you what, I'll take those 5 guys and play in this tournament, and I think I can get to the championship game. Johnson scoring, Gillespie assisting, Hanna blocking shots, Jason Kent rebounding.
Can't argue with you,
Coach.
I asked Ray Meyer one time, I said, what makes a great coach? He said, great players.
Players. But I always told my assistants, I'm not a very good coach. You got to give me better players.
Here's a shot off the glass, and perfect.
You got to stay down.
Brownell.
Stay down. Don't go for the ball fake.
Brownell's first field goal, and it's a 2-point lead for Bradley. And that rims out for Connor Hickman. Marquise Kennedy, formerly with the Loyola Ramblers. Brownell, air ball. The fans let him hear about it. Christian Davis. And in the front court, it's Hickman. Cut off by Brownell. Good pass, but the shot is off the back iron and followed by Darius Hanna. Hanna has 5. Bradley has 18. UIC 14.
Rivera a little shaken up. Can't afford to lose Rivera. He's already got 5. Oh, he'll take that back. He's not shaking up. He's looking for his contact.
I see. Well, the search is on. Yeah,
looking for his tooth. Went from being shaken up to a contact, and actually it's his tooth.
Well, I've heard at times this game can be like pulling teeth.
Oh. Oh! It looks like, no, that's just a piece of paper.
I was going to say, that's a mighty big tooth.
I was going to say it.
Well, the search is over, and it's time to resume play with 11:13 left in the first half.
Well, unlike a contact that you need to continue play, you can play without teeth. Uh-oh, one of the fans is saying, hey, I see it. Go ahead, walk on the floor, sir. Help him out. Oh, how about
that? Hey, way to go.
I wonder if he's a dentist. He eyeballed it out. He says, hey, I'll put it back in at halftime.
Some good eyes right there.
It's amazing. He was in the far corner and he saw that.
UIC with the ball. Marquise Kennedy bringing it up. Guarded by Birch. Brownell. Kennedy taking the two-hand pass, drawing the double team. 13 on the shot clock. Here's Stephen Clay. The rebound goes to Bradley's Christian Davis. Davis at the point. Linke on the handoff for Dean. Back to Linke off the glass. Well done. Connor Linke.
One would ask, how come he's only played 8 games? That was a tremendous catch and finish.
Well, he's taken part in the last 6. And here he is at Arch Madness. Here's Clay. And now Okani. And there's a foul call on the shot. 2 shots coming up for Kennedy.
It's just confidence in your teammate by Duke Dean. He throws the lob. I think he does a nice job of keeping the ball in the air. Doesn't bring it back down at all. Good finish for the young man.
Birch with his first foul, putting Kennedy on the free throw line. Kennedy, a 73% shooter from the foul line. 21 minutes against SIU last night with 7.6 rebounds and assists. One more here for Kennedy at 10:15 to go. Our first half, the final quarterfinal game at Arch Madness. Pickett back in, and Skobal goes over to the bench.
Good solid minutes off the bench for Bradley, Birch, and Linke, as well as Davis.
Kennedy goes 1 for 2 from the line. It's a 5-point lead. Bradley with the lead in the ball. Hickman taking the handoff. Leons was open. Brownell jumped past him. The ball goes out of bounds to UIC. The Flames have the ball.
Sometimes you make the game more difficult than it should be. They kick it to Leons. He's got the wide open three. He had already made one. Take the shot, young man.
Jones on the handoff for Kennedy. O'Connor and Pickett. Brownell out high. Jones lost a grip on the ball, but he gets help from Marquise Kennedy. Kennedy blocked by Connor Hickman. And in the scramble, it's Duke Dean streaking to the front court. Hickman to the corner. Atlason stepping up. The freshman passes to the experienced Leons. Hickman on the bounce low off Hannah's hand. And that was right to Brownell. O'Connor low for Kennedy. Has some room but couldn't score. Leons to Dean, and back and forth we go. 20-15 in favor of Bradley. Dean is short. Number 4 is Ethan Pickett for UIC in blue. UIC at 20-12 after going 4-16 in the conference. O'Connor off the rim and down to Malavi Leons. Dean will slow it down a little bit. First team all MVC. He was a preseason third team all MVC pick. Really turned his game up several notches. Dean guarded by Kennedy. Along the end line, and a foul. And Kennedy picks up the personal as first.
Now let's go back to this last offensive possession. Sometimes, again, you make the easy look hard and the hard look difficult. Hickman tries to thread the needle between 4 blue jerseys, and he's got Leons in the corner wide open. Leons is a terrific three-point shooter. Again, keep the game simple. Make the easy A to B pass. Hit Leons on the perimeter.
The foul was on Jaden Brownell and not Kennedy. 2 on Brownell. Dean to Leons, and Hickman will take the three-pointer, but come up short. And there is Toby O'Connor. Skobal saw an opening, but was cut off by the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years running, Malavi Leons. Rivera trying some contact, and Rivera makes his way to the free throw line. And with the foul, we have 7:57 remaining in the first half, our last quarterfinal game at Arch Madness, and a timeout on the floor, with the UIC Flames trailing the Bradley Braves 20-15. And Kelly Burke is getting set for her visit with Luke Yaklich of UIC. Kelly's ready to go. It's all yours.
Coach, what's allowed you to have a little more success getting deep in the paint?
Well, we've got, they're doing a great job of playing really strong gap defense. We have not done a good job of making decisions when we're in the paint that influence the next level of attack. We've had 3 shots blocked so far, a couple missed layups. Got to land on 2. You got to spray the swarm as much as possible against Bradley.
And defensively, where do you have to communicate a little better on the dives and the cuts that Bradley's making to the basket?
Yeah, I think they cut really hard. They're disciplined offensively, so you got to withstand their cutting, and we've got to do a better job being positioned earlier. to not allow the separation that's occurring off of their Zoom action.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Luke Yatlich, he's the head coach at UIC, and his team is trailing 20-15 to the Bradley Braves.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
With Bradley leading UIC by 5, both teams are in a field goal drought right now. The last field goal for UIC came at 11:58. Brownell hit that, and it was Linke hitting a field goal at 10:37 for Bradley, taking the feed in the bank shot. And it's a 5-point game. And to the free throw line, stepping up number 1, Isaiah Rivera. They'll try to take a bite out of that lead right here. 6 points for Rivera.
Rivera had 27 the last time these two teams met. Trying to become an all-tournament player. Certainly had an all-tournament type game last night.
Anna takes the pass from Allison. Backdoor for Hickman and a reach-in on Ethan Pickett. The first foul on Pickett. That's a 4th team foul on UIC.
Good set play out of the timeout. Hickman read the overplay. Had to be fouled to stop him from getting a layup.
Hickman takes a handoff. Anna around the Leons and then Atlason. Leons guarded by Okani. And a fadeaway good for Leons. Give him 6 in the first half.
That is 9 baskets on 8 assists. Great job of sharing the basketball for the Bradley Braves.
Leons, a little help out front, and we have a whistle stopping play. Leons and Atlason have the double team out high. First foul on Leons and the 5th foul. The 4th foul on Bradley. 4 fouls on Bradley, 4 on UIC. 15 on the shot clock. 7:05 on the game clock. And the pass is too wide for Okani from Philip Scoball. Valley fans, while you're in town for Arch Madness, come visit the home of the St. Louis Cardinals. Busch Stadium Tours and the Cardinals Hall of Fame, only a few short blocks away from Enterprise Center. Use promo code MVC24 for a special Valley discount off tours and museum visits all weekend long. Get your tickets. Visit cardinals.com/tours. Ellison with the ball fake. And trying to find Hickman. Jones picks off the pass. Missed it. There's Leons. The ball hit his foot right underneath to Jones. The handoff for Rivera. Jones with the assist.
Just like he drew it up, Coach Yaklich. Oh, my. Lucky break for UIC.
In the flurry, UIC cuts the lead to 22-19. Leons and Hickman outside. Leons from the three-point line, now in the lane. He sets up. Short. C.J. Jones. Rivera back to Jones in the middle. And Jones cut off right of the lane by Leons. Isaiah Rivera with 18 on the shot clock. He'll take the long shot, and that's an air ball, giving the ball back to Bradley.
John, don't be surprised if Bradley runs a play this possession for Duke Dean. Dean has not scored yet, and he's their leading scorer at over 14 points a game. Got to get the young man on track.
Well, it seems like when Dean really gets into his game, I love that jump two-hand pass he'll make, either to the wing or the corner. And it seems like his scoring picks up when he gets that enthusiasm going. And with the pass to Leons, a foul is called. And that goes against Ethan Pickett. Second foul on Pickett. 5 team fouls on the Flames. And Demarion Birch, freshman from Milwaukee. Out of Milwaukee, Hamilton back in for Bradley, with Connor Hickman getting a rest. And Birch will trigger the inbounds pass. Two-hand pass. Davis. Leon's motioning for Dean to come over and take the pass on the wing. And here is Dean. There's your play. And off the rim. It's Jaden Brownell with the rebound.
At the wide open look, just couldn't finish.
Brownell thinking about the long three. Rivera finds an opening into the lane. The ball's poked out of his hands, out of bounds. And the Flames will have the ball with 18 on the shot clock.
Rivera asking the official for a call. He says, hey, I already lost my tooth in this game. Give me a call, will you?
Brownell on the handoff for C.J. Jones. A little long for Brownell. Demarion Birch with the handoff for Duke Dean. First team all MVC. Davis back up to Dean. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Birch to the high post. Hannon. Now Birch going in on Jones, and he scores it. Birch averages 4.8 a game. He gets his first field goal. 24-19 Bradley. Bradley, the number 3 seed in Arch Madness. Isaiah Rivera. Rivera in the lane, running into traffic. Out to Toby Okani. Okani into the lane, found an opening and scores. That's some quickness. You talked last night about being able to get quicker and turn on the speed when you need it.
Change of speeds, John. Change of speeds. Okani went from slow to fast.
There's Dean, and he's short. And a foul on Birch, his second. Toby Okani, a senior from Orange, New Jersey. A good defender. But how about splitting the coverage and scoring right there? 24-21 Bradley.
You live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus.
We are in the Lou as you look at Enterprise Center in downtown St. Louis, Missouri for Arch Madness, sponsored by State Farm. I'm with Rich Zavosik. I'm John Rooney. Kelly Burt is on the sideline. Tom Ackerman is coming up in a while with our State Farm halftime report. And you see the Braves leading by 3, 24-21 over UIC. Tomorrow, we have semifinal Saturday, and in my mind, Rich, I think one of the best days in sports. Certainly college basketball is a semifinal round, whether it's a conference tournament or at the Final Four.
No, it certainly is. And you got 4 teams tomorrow that are really trying to get to the NCAA tournament because you need to get that automatic bid if you're a team like Bradley or UNI.
UNI down by 3 with the ball. Brownell, good outside shot, guarded by the freshman Atlason. Here's Rivera with 7 on the shot clock, and Rivera was fouled. He was pushed. Stay tuned for our halftime report, sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Hickman with the push, his first foul. 6 fouls on Bradley.
John, on that ball screen, Atlason has got to close the gap tighter. He allowed Rivera to split him, and you cannot let that happen, especially with a guy like Rivera who is so slippery at getting to the rim.
Jones for the corner, and it rims out for Skobal. Duke Dean. He's running the show for Bradley, stopping, popping, and short off the rim. Isaiah Rivera. 3 minutes to go in the first half. O'Connor with a nice catch, hounded by Duke Dean and fouled by Duke Dean. That's the first on Dean, and 7 fouls on Bradley. It's 1-and-1 time for UIC.
Good read by UIC. They saw that O'Connor had the mismatch with the much smaller Duke Dean. Rode into him in the post. Dean's got no other choice but to foul him.
And if UIC is going to play the upset role right here at the foul line, it's so magnified as O'Connor, a 58% shooter, shoots the front end of a 1-and-1 and gets a bonus.
Didn't look like a 58% shooter on that stroke.
All net. Perfect rotation, nice arc.
That tells me it's not in the technique, it's in his head.
Perfect again.
Great follow through. Good sign for UIC.
O'Connor has 6. Bradley by 1 now with the ball. Malavi Leon's working on Philip Skobal. And that is poked away, and Skobal goes for the loose ball.
Going to call a kick on Leon's as he was on the floor. Good call by the official.
And with that, UIC has a chance to take the lead here.
And it's the 9th turnover, John, on Bradley. This is a team that averages 12 a game. Right now, the way they're playing, they're going to blow right by that number.
We wondered about fatigue setting in for UIC after such a terrific effort in a double overtime win over SIU last night. But that energy has been consistent throughout the first half. Jones gets into the lane and off the handoff, and they couldn't score inside. O'Connor had the chance, but couldn't get the roll. On a bounce, Hannah Leons around to Duke Dean.
That was great rotation by Clay to cut off Hannah.
Hannah to the corner. Leons is perfect. 9 from Malavi Leons. 27-23 Bradley inside 2 minutes left in the half. Going for the dunk, the miss by Jones, and back come the Braves. Demarion Birch. Duke Dean with the ball fake, Davis. And Davis is bumped by Stephen Clay. First foul on Clay.
You see Hannah, once rotation comes, Leon's in the dead corner. That is a long run for a defender. Didn't get there in time. But credit Darius Hannah for the court awareness.
Way out front, Almar Atlason. Hannah, guarded by Skobal. Wide open, Davis, rimming out. Here comes O'Connor. Rivera with the step on Leons. Leons recovers nicely, though, and the ball is poked by Atlason over to Rivera. Or just when you think you have the step on Leons, he recovers. Off the glass, wouldn't go down for Jones, and Leons is there for the rebound.
You know, the rim protector, Darius Hannah, changed that shot.
The three is short for Davis. But Leons runs it down, and they stay alive on offense. The Bradley Braves, 16 on the shot clock. And that is tipped by O'Connor. And there is Stephen Clay.
John, you were right on that last possession. Leon's so good at moving his feet, keeping the ball in front of him.
Philip Skobal. Rivera with 10 on the shot clock. In and out. Duke Dean now, 14 seconds and counting. And Brian Wardle wants to talk about how they're going to set up the shot during the last 13.8 seconds of the half.
Well, the play that has been effective for them is the ball screen by Hannah. He rolls to the basket, and because you have shooters in the corner, the help side defender has to make the decision. Does he help on the roll, or does he stay with the shooter? And they have exploited it in both ways. Hannah has scored, and on 2 possessions ago, we saw Leons make the deep three from the corner.
Now Drake won 79-58 over the 10th seed Evansville. The winner of the Bradley UIC game will play Drake, and Bradley lost on Sunday at Des Moines. The Bulldogs beat them 74-66, and Bradley made a late surge but just got too far behind him. That one played in Des Moines, Iowa. But what's the best way to approach the Drake Bulldogs to stay in the game and have a chance to beat them?
Wow. Much like Indiana State, you've got at least 4.5 shooters on the floor at all time. 5 when Brody's not on it.
If Brody got into condition where he can play in the game much longer this season, has been terrific. Here comes O'Connor. A dunk. That ends the half. 8 for Toby O'Connor. And it's a close one with Bradley leading by 2. 27-25 over the UIC Flames. And let's go over to Kelly.
So 11 first half turnovers. What do you have to do to protect the basketball?
Well, we're over dribbling. Guys are playing outside themselves. They just got to be who they are and be the best version of it. We got guys doing things like that last play. I don't know what that was. That was just made up on the fly. So we got to just stick to who we are, trust ourselves, and everything will be fine.
Duke Dean's such an important part of your offense. He's 0 for 4. How do you get him in a better rhythm in that second half?
He's got to be ready to shoot. I think he's turned down a bunch of shots too. So I think this is a good shooting gym, but you got to believe in it, and you got to believe in yourself and be ready to shoot. But we got to definitely get him going. He's our engine.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
John?
I love Coach Wardle's honesty. His team is leading 27-25, and I'm sure he'll walk into the locker room trying to figure out what that was at the end of the first half. Stand by. Tom Ackerman has our State Farm halftime report after you watch these messages from Arch Madness in St. Louis.
Every day, you're
Our State Farm halftime report, and it's Bradley barely over UIC. 27-25. We got ourselves a ball game. This halftime report sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote now. Well, here we go again. A higher seed taking on UIC, and the Flames hanging around a game and then making a game of it. We saw it last night with Southern Illinois. UIC withstood a rage of a comeback from the Salukis and then sent it to overtime and a double OT and won the game. The first 11 seed to reach the quarterfinals is at it again. They are taking this number 3 seed perhaps down to the wire. This has been a very good first half, a very close first half, and let's take a look at the first half highlights. They are a presentation of Explore St. Louis. We start with UIC's Isaiah Rivera. He is the co-leader in this game with 9 points. He has knocked down a 3 right there. He has dished out an assist, he's pulled down a board, and he's 3 of 6 from the floor in 17 minutes, and he also found his tooth. It has been a very eventful first half for Isaiah Rivera. Bradley has scoring up and down the roster, but we'll focus on Darius Hannah, one of the best dunkers in the league. The putback there. He is a tremendous defensive player. How about that block? That ignited the crowd, and then, of course, he could do that. It is a very good Bradley team, loaded with talent, and Hannah is certainly one of those. Start your planning of your next trip to the Gateway City now at ExploreSt.Louis.com. Will the Bradley fans go home happy? The number 3 seed is in a battle. They are up 27-25. Back with more after this.
This is Live Sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live Sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live Sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live Sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live Sports.
Arch Madness. Bradley leading UIC 27-25. We had some madness last night as UIC won in double overtime over SIU. Will we get another upset tonight? Halftime report sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote now. When the MVC TV network crew travels to campus, it considers these properties home. These hotels consistently support the conference and its 12-member institutions. Please call or visit the websites of these properties when making plans to follow your favorite team away from home. We are in the quarterfinals, game 4, halfway through, and Bradley leads by 2.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
We are set for the second half. Bradley leading UIC by 2. Halftime report sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote now. Let's take a look at our first half stats. A production of St. Louis Union Station, the home of attractions like the St. Louis Aquarium and the St. Louis Wheel. You can do it all at St. Louis Union Station. To see where it takes you, visit stlouisunionstation.com now. Bradley has given up 9 steals. Look at that. 11 turnovers, 9 steals for UIC. That's what jumps out at you there. Obviously, their size and rebounding ability. They can score in the paint. They've knocked down 4 threes. But that's got to be a bit of a concern there, is the amount of turnovers, the ability of UIC. Haven't been able to capitalize on it just yet, but they're in the game. It's 27-25 in favor of Bradley. Here we go. Get your popcorn. Second half is coming from Enterprise Center in St. Louis.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
Conference men's basketball tournament is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. By Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. By farmer-owned Prairie Farms. Drink local with Prairie Farms. And by Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Trust in tomorrow.
It's Bradley by 2 here at Arch Madness over UIC. And to help set up the second half, let's go over courtside to Kelly Burke.
Coach, 9 steals, 11 turnovers forced. What are you doing so well defensively to disrupt Bradley's offense?
Well, against Bradley, again, because of how disciplined they are, you have to play equally disciplined on the defensive end. So I thought our help line, our gap coverage was really good. And then just overall, we're being active. And you have to be active in the gaps. And if you're active in the gaps in your right position, you're going to end up with some of those. So we've done a really good job of playing disciplined defensively to match what they do on the offensive end.
CJ, 2 points, 1 of 5 from the field. How do you get him to settle in better?
Well, I like the last 6 minutes for CJ. He got to the paint, missed a couple shots in there, but he's spraying it. I think he got a little bit of rhythm for what we need. You got to get to the paint, and then you got to kick it against Bradley because they're linked at the rim. Contesting that first shot is damn good.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
The head coach of the Flames, Luke Yaklich. And with Rich Savosic, I'm John Rooney. And this basically sums it up, Rich. After scoring 20 points in the first 9.5 minutes of the game, turnovers set in for Bradley, committing 7. And then only scored 7 points to finish up the half, yet had a 2-point lead.
Well, credit UIC. They have been very aggressive. They have not allowed dribble penetration. And the 2 seniors offensively, O'Connor and Rivera, have combined for 17 of the 25 points. And they continue to score in the paint. 10 of those 25 points are right next to the basket. Bradley's got to clean it up on the offensive end to pull away on this one.
And I thought Bradley coach Brian Wardle told us something interesting this morning at their shoot-around. He said, even though UIC played a double overtime game and a long game last night, it's usually the third day at the tournament where the fatigue can set in. The second day, you're probably okay. So far, that has held true through one half for the Flames, who have the ball to start the second half. Jones, who was picking up the pace at the point at the end of the first half. He's on the floor along with Scoball. Scoball handing to Pickett. Pickett taking the shot over Dean. And a rebound for Connor Hickman. Hickman pushing the issue, spinning, shooting, scoring.
Bradley gets out and run on the miss. They've got to try and continue to push the pace.
Here's Pickett. Looking for Jones and anticipating the pass. Hickman is fouled and he'll be on the line. A steal for Hickman and 2 shots coming up.
Hickman was a quick start at the beginning of the game, banging the first 3. Here he gets a basket, a steal. Now a chance for a couple of free throws.
So Hickman fouled on the drive by Jones. The second foul on CJ. And Connor is a 72% shooter for the junior from Bloomington, Indiana, out of Bloomington South. Short on the first one. The only place to celebrate before and after all the Arch Madness action at Enterprise Center is the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village. For all you need to know about the Fan Hangout, download the Arch Madness app, presented by Great Southern Bank right now. The Rich Devosic Arch Madness Fan Hangout.
Oh, I love the Fan Hangout. I'm going to be there after this game. Couldn't make it last night. The double overtime killed me.
And the shot short. Tapped over to Dean. The drop step to the baseline. And how about a line drive shot that rolls in for Hannah?
The jump hook by Darius Hannah. That was very good defense by O'Connor. That was a tough shot.
Here's O'Connor, picked up by Atlason. Rivera dropping off the pass. Round in the corner, Scoball short. Offensive rebound, though, for number 4, Ethan Pickett. And a steal by the Defensive Player of the Year 2 years running, Malavi Leons.
Showing you why he had 80-plus steals on the year.
Dean in there for Duke Dean. His first field goal and the biggest lead of the game for Bradley at 34-25. Duke Dean. Give him a little space. This is what's going to happen. And there it was. I'm open. Yes, and Dean hit it. We'll be back.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
425 over UIC at Arch Madness. Tonight's State Farm MVC Scholar Athlete of the game is Bradley's Connor Hickman, a junior guard from Bloomington, Indiana. Hickman averages 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists per game for the Braves. He has a 3.635 to break it down. A great point in business management and leadership. A 2024 first-team MVC Scholar Athlete pick. If you have questions about your insurance, State Farm is there for all your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote tonight. He is a smart player and a talented shooter, Connor Hickman, guarding C.J. Jones right now. A 7-0 run for the Braves, going 3 for 3 from the field in the second half. A critical possession here for UIC as Hannah fouls O'Connor.
John, coaches talk about it all the time. The last 4 minutes of a half, the first 4 minutes of the second half, really determine how you play this game. what type of focus, what type of intensity you have. Bradley definitely got the message at halftime because they have come out with much more focus, much more intensity, especially on the offensive end.
O'Connor is 2 out of 3 from the free throw line right now. 58% shooter overall this season. One more in play at 17:55 to go in the second half. Very good form that time. 3 out of 4 from the line for Toby O'Connor. Duke Dean. He has scored 3. Good hands there by Leons, avoiding a turnover. Dean guarded now by Jones, and 10 to shoot. Leons in on Rivera, and Rivera grabbed him. The first foul on Isaiah Rivera.
Watch Leons. He's going to have Rivera lean the other way, and once he leans to his left, Leons reads it, spins it, forces the foul.
And actually a shove for the foul, and a 3-ball for Connor Hickman. He has 11 points. 37-26 Bradley. Here's Jones on the baseline. Out to Skobal, and a reaching foul on Malavi Leons, his second.
Hickman, a little shove.
That's one way to get open.
Clay loses his footing, rightfully so. Got a hand in his chest.
The ball belongs to UIC at 17 minutes to go in the second half. And Bradley on a roll right out of the gate in the second half. Go ball with a handoff for Rivera. Rivera shooting over Leon short.
Different defender this evening. Much longer Leons.
A 3 for Hickman. (40-26) Bradley.
No, Coach Ocklish is trying to get to that TV timeout. But he may need to burn another one.
And Leons committed his third foul, stopping the clock at 16:23 left in the second half.
Rivera takes another shot to the face.
Davis in for Leons. Connor Linke, number 34, also in the game. Jones leaning in against Hickman. The tip won't go. And now it's Hickman, who has hit his last 2 3-point attempts. 16 minutes left in the game. Christian Davis. Davis will go to the line. Connor Hickman, a 40% shooter behind the arc. The touch, the arc on the shot, and then from the corner. Hickman has scored 14, and Bradley leads 42-26.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
Bradley 42, UIC 26 at Arch Madness 2024. And tonight's Missouri Valley Conference scores and schedules. A presentation of Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Trust in tomorrow. To start the day, Indiana State won 75-59 over Missouri State. Drake pulled away, running away from Evansville 75-58. Northern Iowa got by Belmont by 5. And in this one, Bradley has been on a roll. The only missed shots for Bradley in the second half, 2 missed free throws by Hickman, 6 for 6 from the field for the Braves, 3 for 3 from three-point range, and UIC has missed its first 6 shots to open the half. The last basket was the dunk by Okani with 2 seconds left in the first half. As we come back from the timeout, it's Christian Davis at the free throw line. 3-point play.
It's a critical offensive possession for UIC. See if they don't run the fade screen. Try and give Brownell a 3.
There's Brownell at the point. The whistle away from the ball.
Dean got called for holding Rivera.
The second on Duke Dean. Bradley has 4 fouls, 3 for UIC. Isaiah Rivera. He was at Colorado State before joining the Flames. From the corner, an air ball and a foul. Skobal was fouled. He'll shoot 3.
Duke Dean going to commit the Cardinals sin. I don't know. From that angle, I didn't see a lot of contact.
3 fouls on Dean. 1 for Philip Skobal. He has 21 out of 25 free throw attempts. His 4th point, looking for number 5 right here. The third shot in play at 15:30 left in the second half. Bradley alum Charlie Steiner. He is watching tonight. And Charlie, I'll see you opening day at Dodger Stadium.
Feeling a lot better right now than he was at halftime, that's for sure.
Charlie, a Missouri Valley Hall of Famer. And Skobal has 6 points. Connor Hickman. Demarion Birch. 3-point attempt is short for Davis. And there's Toby Okani, number 5 for UIC. Good move by Jones. 3-point attempt short for Rivera. I thought Jones had a pretty good chance at a shot.
You heard footsteps from Darius Hannah.
And there's Demarion Birch. A field goal in each half for him.
It's a little bit different tonight for UIC when you have a rim protector like Darius Hannah.
With a little help from Malavi Leons. O'Connor blocked inside by Hanna.
Right on cue.
Birch on the run to the front court. He'll circle back around, and there's Hickman. Allison on the run, and a holding foul. Rivera with his second foul.
This is a very difficult block. I don't know if people realize. It's easier to block a shot when you're coming from help side. Nobody knows you. But to be right in front of the shooter and time your jump. Terrific job by Darius Hanna.
Birch off the pick set by Davis. Hanna drops in the shot. You've got give it to me, I'll take it.
It's the improvement of his game, the ability to hit that elbow shot.
And Hanna has 9 points, and on the drive, Jones couldn't score. Connor Hickman has scored 14. Hanna with the spin and the score. He has 11. Bradley 49-29 after leading by 2 at halftime.
Darius Hanna showing you all of the arsenal here this evening.
O'Connor one-on-one with Davis. A foul on Davis. That's his second. Let's go back to Darius Hanna, the junior from Milwaukee.
So he hits the 15-footer before. Now Brownell's got to play him tighter. And because of that, Hanna able to put it on the deck and beat Brownell to the rim.
Here's Toby O'Connor, 3 out of 4 from the line tonight, 9 points. After 37 minutes fouling out of last night's game with SIU, scoring 2 points with 9 rebounds. One more here for O'Connor. O'Connor made his first 2, then 1 for 2, and misses on number 1 here in the second half. 13-12 left in our final quarterfinal game. Short. Popped in the air and down to Connor Hickman. Hickman slowing the pace. 13 minutes left in the second half. Bradley has exploded to a 20-point lead. Bradley to inbound. Demarion Birch. No, it's going to be Atlason now. Almar Atlason.
UIC going to try and slow them down by playing a little zone. Try and disrupt the offensive rhythm that Bradley had gotten into.
Hickman fakes, steps up, and his shot is blocked right as the horn sounds on the shot clock. Turnover Bradley.
Well, that was a good defensive possession that made Bradley dysfunctional. We'll see if UIC stays in the zone.
Number 13, Nathan Ojukwu. Boise, Idaho, in for UIC. Rivera to the corner. And that spins out on O'Connor. Birch running and scoring. He's going to the line.
How do you beat the zone defense? Beat it down the floor before they get a chance to set it up. Shot out of a cannon. Birch. Chance for a three-point play.
Because of the third foul committed by C.J. Jones. Duke Dean quite entertained by that move from the freshman.
The elder statesman cheering on the freshman. The culture that has been created at Bradley under Brian Wardle.
First with a three-point play and 7 points. He averages 4.8 a game for the Braves. It's his 31st appearance, and he started a couple of games and gives Brian Wardle about 14 minutes of playing time a game. Jones on the outside for Rivera. Brownell, long cross-court pass and a foul. And a foul on Christian Davis, his third, as he ran over Ojukwu. Birch with some good outside shooting and a little help there from Hannah. It's all Bradley in the second half.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
For UIC to lead 52-29. Field goal comparison. Bradley has made 10 field goals, 10 of 11. UIC has missed 10 field goal attempts, 0 for 10, and 4 of those shots are behind the arc. And download the Arch Madness app presented by Great Southern Bank. Understanding what really matters, the app has all the information you need to know about the tournament schedule, hotel accommodations, other fun events during the tournament. Download the app right now for your Android or iOS device.
John, it was one of our keys last night. No Sahara moments for UIC. They had one at the beginning of the second half against SIU, and they have had the same thing here tonight. And what I mean by that, the Sahara moments, they are as dry as the desert. That's only their 5th point of the second half.
And it's Nathan Ojukwu, a freshman from Boise, Idaho. Bradley's lead is 52-31. Connor Hickman had 6 in the first half. He has 14 overall. Burke scored 2 in the first half. He has 7 overall. Number 34 is Connor Linke. 8 on the shot clock. Hickman lets it go. Short on the try for 2. C.J. Jones. Long pass to the front court. Brownell has nothing and going for the steal. Near steal there by Davis. An open shot from the corner, and that won't go for Pickett. Number 1 is Almar Atlason. 3 attempt no good for Christian Davis. 11 minutes left in the game. Here's Pickett, and he's fouled. The 2024 St. Louis Cardinals season just around the corner. Ticket packs and single game all-inclusive tickets are on sale right now. Want to know how to get yours? Cardinals.com. Click on tickets. Linky with the foul. To the free throw line, Ethan Pickett, Jr. from Pensacola, Florida. He was at Triton College before joining the UIC Flames. Bonus. They're not hitting field goals, but they're getting a few free throws.
Well, the zone has definitely slowed down the Bradley offense. The question is, can they score enough points to get back in this if you are the Flames?
20-point lead, Bradley with the lead in the ball.
Let's try and get the ball to the high post, the elbow area.
Dean, a jump two-hand pass to Marion Birch. Leons to the baseline. Dean for three, and he is fouled. Fouled by Rivera. The third on Isaiah Rivera. Philip Skobal was fouled behind the line earlier, made all three free throws. And now it's Duke Dean's turn to shoot three.
Don, I know I sound like a broken record, but
what's a record?
My goodness. You cannot foul the jump shooter. That is so deadly. You foul him with 2 seconds left on the shot clock.
Two more for Dean, who is 40 out of 51 from the foul line this season. 4 points for Duke Dean tonight, averaging 14.3 a game. Marquise Kennedy back in the lineup, replacing C.J. Jones for the Flames. Duke Dean. He made 1 out of 3, but offensive rebound. The Braves, they keep the ball on their end of the floor. Birch walked. He saw an opening and had happy feet.
That's what the zone does to you. You're put in uncomfortable positions because it's not man-to-man where you're facing your defender straight up. Birch got a little excited, got too fast for conditions.
Kennedy on the outside with Ojukwu. Skobal facing up with Allison. Rivera trailed by Malavi Leons. Ojukwu. And he is fouled. Ojukwu back to the line where he is 2 for 2.
Coach Brian Wardle pleading with Atlason, just get your hands straight up. You're 6'9". You're a tough guy to shoot over. You don't need to reach in.
The first foul on Atlason is the 9th team foul on Bradley in the second half. Ojukwu 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Hanna and Hickman back in. Linky and Birch go to the bench. Changes for Bradley. One more here for number 13, Nathan Ojukwu. 4 points off the bench for him. And he did not play in the game against SIU last night.
Back to the man-to-man for UIC.
Allison with a ball fake. Gets inside Ojukwu. Hickman got it. He has 17. 5 3-point field goals.
Luke Yakovich mentioned it earlier in the interview with Kelly. Bradley's a very disciplined offensive team. You let them run their offensive sets against man-to-man, they're going to rip you to ribbons.
Dean stopping, popping, count it. How about that for Duke Dean?
Shooting is contagious. It is rubbed off from Hickman to Dean.
O'Connie from the point. Rattling in and out. Darius Hanna. Duke Dean racing into the forecourt. Coming down to 8.5 minutes to go. Here's Hickman. 10 on the shot clock. Long three attempt short. Leons with the offensive rebound, blocked by O'Connor, out of bounds. Hickman and Dean, they're beginning to zero in on their outside game.
Just an explosive backcourt. They played together for a couple of years. They know where each other are going to be.
Hickman from the corner. 20 for him and 6 in the first half. 6 3-point field goals for Hickman. And Ojukwu with the miss. Spinning move here by Pickett, and Pickett scores. He has 3 points tonight. 62-36 Bradley. And we have the timeout with 7:50 left in the second half. Bradley has just exploded in the second stanza.
The postseason starts here.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
For Arch Madness in downtown St. Louis, Missouri. And we are inside Enterprise Center, where the Bradley Braves lead 62-36 over the Flames. Arch Madness 2024. And what's on tap is brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company, born and brewed in Missouri. Coverage of Arch Madness 2024 will shift to CBS Sports Network tomorrow. The number 1 seed Indiana State will play the 4th seed UNI Panthers, the first of 2 semifinal games here at Enterprise Center. Tip-off at 2:30 Central. The second semifinal game will feature the Bradley Braves against the Drake Bulldogs at 5 p.m. Central. The tournament will conclude on Sunday, March 10th, with a championship game televised nationally on CBS Sports over the air. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. Central on Sunday. Feel like election returns and making an early call on this one, but Bradley gave us that opportunity with the explosive start to the second half and a healthy 62-36 lead.
But you may ask, how good is Connor Hickman playing in the second half? He's outscoring UIC by himself, 14-11.
Duke Dean at the point. Leons and Atlason. 7 on the shot clock. Leons is denied the lane and tries to tie up the basketball.
Bradley, much like Drake, is going to get an opportunity to rest some of their starters before the game tomorrow.
Bradley will inbound. Hannah thought about it. Davis takes the shot. And back comes Rivera for UIC. Jones, no shot. There's Rivera. Okani. 10 to shoot. Five to shoot. Kennedy scores. Okani with the assist.
Excellent cut by Kennedy. Down the lane. Good movement without the basketball.
3 points for Kennedy. Davis. That's a three for Christian Davis. He has 9 with 2 3-point field goals to his credit tonight.
Bradley showing zone for the first time.
Skobal and Jones on the outside. Skobal with the long 3 attempt. And there is Darius Hannah. He averages 6.4 rebounds a game for the Braves. With the behind-the-back dribble, Leons will clear it out to Duke Dean. 6 minutes left in the game. Atlason couldn't make the layup. And a turnaround by Darius Hannah.
Hannah was looking to kick it out. He was trying to run clock and then decided at the last second, I might as well shoot it.
Kobe Okani too strong with that shot. Christian Davis to the front court for the Braves. Played big, 65-38. Here's Dean in there. 10 for Dean. He did not score in the first half. And we have a timeout at 5:29 left in the game. Bradley celebrating the accomplishments of the second half on the floor, right along with their fans just behind us.
They have been red hot here in the second half. The ball has moved. It hasn't stuck in anybody's hands. And the right guys have taken shots.
Well, you pointed out early, Rich, that UIC got Bradley's attention in the first half, and Bradley came out smoking to open the second half.
Well, Brian Wardle said it best at halftime. They were doing things that they don't normally do. They were trying to do a little bit too much, and we talked about that. They were passing up open shots to get more difficult ones. Here in the second half, they have moved the basketball and gotten open looks and have not passed up those open looks.
And the Bradley Braves are looking for their 22nd win. They went 13-7 and picked up the number 3 seed in the Missouri Valley Conference for Arch Madness. So we will have seeds number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4 in the semifinals tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. Jones to Rivera. Bradley zoning. Okani in the middle. And from the corner, Jones hits the backboard. Followed by Leon's outlet Dean. Under 5. Dean shooting the mid-range jumper, rebounded by Jaden Brownell.
Coach Yakulich sorting his team to run the floor, push the ball.
Losing the ball to Leons. And that's Birch. He has 9. where things just got out of hand, helter-skelter for Bradley at the end of the first half. Boy, did they clean things up.
Well, they certainly did. They definitely heard the message from Coach Wardle and have responded.
Brownell from the corner. That's off the top of the backboard. And Christian Davis is there. Redshirt junior from Denver, Colorado. Duke Dean with a big second half. Linky around to Leons, and we have a 3-second call. You don't see that much anymore, do you?
Linky was sizing up the offensive rebound. Leons passed it up, and we're going the other way.
Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports. ESPN Plus Originals. The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 library. Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports. On ESPN Plus. Live sports.
2024 in St. Louis. Bradley has a 70-38 lead. And our play of the game is brought to you by Gatorade. Nothing beats Gatorade. And this is Bradley tested and Duke Dean approved. As we look at our play of the game, Demarion Birch.
Flying in, the scoop with the left hand, the flex by Duke Dean.
70-38 Bradley. On a march to tomorrow's meeting with number 2 Drake. And Bradley lost to Drake at Des Moines last Sunday, 74-66. Bradley playing zone. Coming down to 3.5 minutes left. Play at the three-point line, out of bounds, and that's off Demarion Birch. Kyle Thomas, a sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois. Came here by way of Eastern Illinois for the Bradley program, and he's in the game. Twelfth appearance, averaging about 5.5 minutes a game when he gets in there for Brian Wardle. Kyle Thomas. Toby Okane lost the grip on the ball. And it's tapped out to Clay. Clay with the fadeaway. Short. But time running out on the shot clock. Out of bounds. And it's going the other way to Bradley. 3:16 left.
Brian Wardle's going to clear the bench. Looking for the score sheet.
and a reach-in foul called. This is on Ojukwu, his first foul. To the free throw line, Demarion Birch, 1 for 1 from the line. That is in and out. Rebounded by Cameron Fenns, a sophomore from Dubuque, Iowa, for UIC. Off the missed shot, here comes Birch. And he is blocked. A block by Ojukwu. And out of bounds, but 19 on the shot clock. And 2:46 left on the game clock.
Now as you start to look ahead for this Bradley-Drake matchup, both games during the season were pretty identical. 74-67, 74-66, both won by Drake.
Here's Janovic with the hook, and he scores. Ahmet Janovic.
We may see a little more of Janovic tomorrow as they battle Darnell Brody inside.
And we have a whistle stopping the clock at 2:24 left in the game. And the foul on Janovic, his first. That's going to put Cameron Fenns on the line. He played 6 minutes at Missouri State last Sunday. Got a rebound, 0 for 1 from the field. And the 6'10 sophomore is on the scoreboard.
John, we talked about it earlier in the day, how important it was for Evansville to get a first-round win. Even though UIC is going to fall here this evening, getting the win yesterday was very important for this program moving forward.
And the pass in the corner, and having to go to the floor, Ojukwu. And a missed dunk by Fenns. And a foul on Ballou. That's his first foul. .159 left in the season for UIC. So the Flames will finish up 12-21 after going 4-16 in the Valley. The Braves will improve to 22-10. Ojukwu has made 5 free throws coming off the bench for Luke Yaklich. Fenns with the rebound. He is blocked and fouled. And that's Janovic. Either Janovic or Thomas. It's on Thomas. Thomas instead of Janovic. As the bench players are seeing some action here at Arch Madness. Fenns has made 2 free throws. 72-41 Bradley as we play this one out. Cade Hartke. Seen a lot of playing time this year for Brian Wardle, giving him some valuable minutes. Number 12, Hartke with the ball. .13 is Sam Hennessy. Hennessy with the ball. 6 on the shot clock and a steal. Staying inbounds, Ojukwu. And that's a 3.
Ojukwu has been one of the bright spots here in the second half for UIC. Good defensive play. Finishes on the offensive end.
Fenns trying to steal, but saved by Janovic. 1 minute left in the game. And the pass is deflected by Kennedy. And the shot off the glass, no good. Taken by Hennessy. Our players of the game for presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Connor Hickman had 6 in the first half. He finished up with 20. Going 7-11 from the field, and Toby Okani had a 9-point game with 3 out of 13.
Hickman led that charge in the second half. Scored the first basket, then gets a steal, gets an assist. Multiple threes in the second half.
One more for Hennessy. And he's in the scoring column, to the delight of the Bradley fans and the Bradley bench.
That's how you know you got good culture right there.
That's off and volleyed to Clay, who takes the high arcing shot. That's an air ball. And Hartke fell hard on the floor. Hennessy with the loose ball.
Hartke shaken up.
Slow to get to the front court, and time called.
He came down hard on his back on the rebound
and
hit the back of his head.
He sure did. Birch back in for him. It's Sam Hennessy to inbound. 12 on the shot clock, 23.4 on the game clock, as Bradley will advance to play Drake tomorrow. 5 on the shot clock. Birch stepping back, fading away, and a foul called against UIC. And that's on C.J. Jones, or excuse me, on Clay, his third. Our 4th personal foul on Clay, to be precise. And Demarion Birch, 1 for 1 from the line. 9 points in all for Bradley. Double figures for him tonight. The final seconds of the season for UIC. And the dunk by Ojukwu. And Bradley will just dribble this one out. 74-47. The Bradley Braves are on their way to the semifinals at a meeting with Drake at 5 o'clock late tomorrow afternoon here at Arch Madness. And let's check out the brackets. With Indiana State beating Missouri State and UNI over Belmont. It's Indiana State and UNI at 2:30 tomorrow. Drake defeated Evansville, and Bradley over UIC. Drake and Bradley at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night at Arch Madness. And semifinal Saturday is always a great day for any college basketball tournament, but very special here in the Valley.
Some great games tomorrow. You're going to see lightning fast game in that first one with Indiana State and UNI, and then Drake and Bradley is going to be a battle in the nightcap.
So our final score, Bradley wins 74-47 over UIC. And coverage of Arch Madness 2024 will shift to CBS Sports Network tomorrow as the number 1 seeded Indiana State Sycamores play the 4th seeded UNI Panthers in the first of 2 semifinal games right here at Enterprise Center. And that game begins at 2:30. At 5 o'clock, it's Drake and Bradley. And we want to thank our great MVC TV crew, our teammates who did just a wonderful job with the production, the camera work throughout the year, led by our producer Jeff Graham, our director Dean Andruck. And for Arch Madness 2024, we've had Tom Ackerman hosting our show, our sideline reporter Kelly Burke, Scott Warman, Kevin Lehman, Rich Zavosik, helping out with the play-by-play and analysis, and our statistician John Eckert. And right there is Kelly Burke. Kelly, thank you so much. A nice job here. And it's so much fun working with these teammates, Rich. A blast working with you, and always look forward to a great future of college basketball in the Valley with this great team.
Been a terrific season, John.
So now, as we say goodnight from St. Louis, enjoy the sights and sounds of the first 2 days of the MVC State Farm Tournament. I'm John Rooney.
Live sports.